Well, what's exciting about this project is the fact that I have an existing relationship with them. My office, we designed their primary residence in Nyack, New York, and when they decided to buy a house here, they reached out to my office and said, "We bought a house in London, would you be willing to assist us?" And I gave it a brief second of thought. Of course I would. I mean, why not? They came to me and said, unlike their home in Nyack, they wanted this to be their British home. They wanted it to be an interior with bold color statements and complex color schemes and, patterns that at first glance you ask yourselves, do they go together? And you see the room complete, you say, of course they go together. And well, all of our projects actually begin with researching inspirational imagery. And as we looked at London projects in general, London homes, there was always a surprise element of color, and there's a boldness to the British approach to their homes. There's a uniformity that it shows up in the architecture of the spaces, but often there's a daring gesture in a paint color or in a fabric on a sofa. It can feel a little on the dowdy side, but with that kick of high fashion. Like Paul Smith is one of my favorite fashion designers, and there's always a surprise in his garments. I have a suit that I wear, a navy blue suit. It's a very standard navy blue suit, but when you open it up, it has a purple lining on the inside. And those little surprises, they truly speak to the British aesthetic. In the very beginning of this project, when we paid a visit to survey the house, it just so happened that it was during the design show at the design center that we attended with our clients, and it gave us an opportunity to just walk through with them and to look at new products, new materials, to get a sense of, where were we all going with this project. The wife of the couple I worked with grew up here in the Southbank, and very exciting for her to actually own a home here. And then at one point in their married life, they lived in Philadelphia. And because they had this great desire for wallpaper, we thought it would be a wonderful opportunity to bring a little bit of Philadelphia to London in their residence. There's a wonderful wallpaper company, Galbraith and Paul, a husband and wife team, where they hand block wallpapers. And the walls that could have been painted, we hand blocked wallpaper made for their project. Well, because the house is small, felt it really important that there be cohesive detailing on each floor. And when you walk in the front door, you're greeted by a wall of paneling, a pair of doors that lead you into a media room, and then you travel from there into the guest bedroom, which is actually one of the garage bays of the house. And there are snakes climbing on the walls in a beautiful serpentine pattern in a oxblood print. In fact, that wall covering is also from Schumacher as well. It took a little bit of convincing to get the owners to agree to it, but they're really pleased that they said yes. And all on the right-hand side of those rooms is millwork that is painted a beautiful peacock green. And when you travel up into the main living floor, the second floor is where the living room, kitchen, and dining area exist. That same color millwork is repeated. It's the lower cabinets of the kitchen, and then it dives into the living room and becomes the fireplace wall. And that same color travels throughout the house. All of the millwork, the baseboards, the window casings, and windows themselves are painted that same color. There's some specific things that I'd love to point out. There's a chair in the living room, a wing chair, in an English home. You want a wing chair by the fireside. And we picked a very kind of awkward-looking chair frame and upholstered it in a fabric by Knoll Textiles. And we thought this was quite appropriate. The name of the fabric is Prince Harry, not Prince Harry. It's a mohair fabric. It's fuzzy. It feels like it being enveloped by a teddy bear. The round rug in the living room, which you see beneath me, is feels very much like a Renaissance painting of flowers. It's from a company called Moe. In the middle of the living room, there's a coffee table that looks like an abyss. You look into it and it's unending. And objects that sit on top of it feel as if they're floating, which is a really great illusion. Upstairs, we have wardrobe cabinets, not closets, that are upholstered on the doors are upholstered in a beautiful lavender fabric. The master bedroom is a jungle of foliage wallpaper, which envelops you. It creates this very kind of lovely envelope, cave-like feel for the primary bedroom. What's terribly important to me and my staff is that we create an environment for people to live their lives, that we don't want them to be afraid of where they live, with the objects that are the fabrics that we selected and the pillows that are on the sofa, that they can have almost done it themselves. Although it may feel accidental, it's more carefully curated than that. I hope that's evident and not so evident all at the same time.